Welcome back to the Walker Family Farm. Today I wanted to provide you with our third garden update of the 2024 season. I'm going to start off with our blueberry bushes. They are fully growing blueberries and getting close. It'll probably be another month or two until we start seeing some, but they're getting there for sure. And then over here we have our rosemary, and I think here is a black-eyed Susan. That actually decided to come up from before we had moved the garden last year. I guess some seeds had made their way into our herb bed. And then we have our sage, and Sammy knows what those are. So these are our sunflowers. They're coming up. They're probably about maybe like a foot up in the air so far. Maybe a little bit more. Might be closer to like 14 inches throughout most of this section here. These were newer seeds that we had just purchased this year, and then this is also some of the newer seeds that we purchased this year, which they came up pretty good. And then all of a sudden you can see the line basically right here where it gets the seeds. The sunflowers just aren't coming up. Like, they came up but they're starting to die. Those were old seeds from previous year in a different variety, and I'm guessing they just don't grow as well inside of this. All we didn't really prepare this soil. We just tilled it, and then after we tilled it, planted the seeds, which in past years we haven't had any issues, but it seems like it's struggling this year, especially here at the end with the old seeds. And then so here we have our carrots, which these are the ones that we did not thin down, and they are very, very overgrown. These are the ones that we thin down to 1 plant per hole, and they're thin, but we'll see how the results are for them. So these are supposed to be our bell pepper plants. They have not really taken off. They're very, very short. I wonder if we should have grown them inside first and then transferred them out. But we'll see. We don't normally get a great harvest from bell peppers. And then our strawberries, which we have been harvesting pretty much every day. And we have our buckwheat here, which is definitely growing seed pods, as you can see here. So the girls will get to enjoy those soon enough. These are some flowers. I don't remember what kind they are. I don't know if they were cosmos maybe. And then here was supposed to be our black-eyed Susans, which didn't come up, except for this one right here maybe. And then here's our Zinnia, and then our Wildflower mix, which is taking its time, not really coming up. Here's our kale. We've had a ton of kale, and we've actually already given away a good chunk of it, but there's still a ton left. And then our lettuce. Here's our tomatoes. And then our cucumbers over here. And I've been cutting off the flowers so that it's been prioritizing growth. So it's definitely taken off. And then I have another started down there that I'll eventually transplant most likely. And then over here we have our corn. I've replanted some of the corn that didn't come up, and some are working their way up. Over here we planted the pumpkins, but I'm not seeing any sprouts over here. I see what looks like 2 sprouts here. So these are definitely pumpkin sprouts, so we might have to transplant these. And I don't think this is pumpkin. I think this is something else. And then last we have our cantaloupe, which pretty much all those sprouted. The big thing that with the pumpkin is that I actually ended up planting. I tried to get my own seed last year from a pumpkin that we carved, and I froze it over the winter, and then I forgot about it. And so we took it out this spring to plant it, and I probably planted at least 4 per hole. And as you can see, out of the 6 holes we have, we only had 2 that sprouted. So that's a bit of a bummer, but we will still be able to get some kind of pumpkin harvest. We'll try to transplant to have at least 1 in both areas, and then I just got to keep up on it. Don't let the squash borers kill it again like they did last time we planted pumpkin. I've been I put some sweet potatoes down in here. I had seen something about eventually it'll start to grow sprouts off of it, and then you can clip those sprouts and basically either put it in water or put it in soil, potted soil, and it'll actually root itself. But I think I got a little bit of a late start to that this year, so I don't think I'm gonna get anything from this, but I'm gonna continue to try to go with it and see what we can do. I have a white 55-gallon barrel over here that I'm gonna cut in half and then probably fill each half with some soil and then plant at least one of the sweet potatoes in each one, and just kind of depending on what we kind of run into with that. But yeah, we'll see. I'll keep you updated.
Alright, so we noticed that this grape plant was a lot denser in leaves and wasn't really growing up like our other grape plant was. So we took a closer look at what was going on. And if you come up here, you can see this little green sprout right here. This was a branch that we had just pruned off. So it was just kind of chilling here like this. And so really when our grapes are starting out, we want them to have one main branch, which is this green one right here. This was part of the dormant plant, this brown one, which is where that was growing. So we pruned that off. And then we had another one in here, which was actually this big one. So a lot of energy was being put into this, which was about right here. So we went ahead and pruned this one off as well. So that way everything is growing off of this one main stem. And then we were talking about how it was disappointing or weird that there were no tendrils. And so if you look at this, there is a tendril here and a tendril here. So it looks like everything, hopefully this will help the plant grow a lot better, and we'll keep you guys updated.
Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, stay healthy from the Walker Family Farm.